Housing matters on a lot of levels, and I could go to like the nth degree saying how housing matters. For us, housing was the foundation of us moving forward as a family, growing as a family.
Housing matters to the people who live within that house, but it also matters very much to the entire community.
Housing matters because it is one of the most critical pieces of infrastructure in a community.
Housing is important for success at work, success at school, and for healthy families.
When I think about what is the role of home ownership in having a healthy community, well, kids that grow up in a home that's owned by their family tend to stay in school longer, there are higher graduation rates, there's a more stable community to grow up in.
I think it's extremely important for a student to have a stable housing, stable home environment. I mean, you look at the academic success of those kids who come from stable homes versus those kids who do not have a stable home. Just having the ability to be able to go home and call a place your home, it's enormous for a kid.
By the end of October, there are families that move as many as 7 times. That creates such an unstable environment at school.
Well, I think the need for a safe place to live, particularly for families with children, is a critical factor in how the family succeeds.
Well, housing was one thing that everybody needs. It's what I think is a basic right.
As a business person, I also think about what it's going to mean to that family to be able to have a house and how much easier it will be for them to put the rest of the pieces of their life together, including full employment and schools for the kids and just the whole package. And it really does start with stable and decent housing.
One of the things I've learned in my career in banking is that I've never seen a successful bank in a community that's not successful. And at the core of successful communities is home ownership.
There's no question that being able to afford housing in a neighborhood where somebody wants to live, in the kind of environment that they want to raise their families, it's a critical piece to being able to have the talent and the workforce that we want here in the long haul.
Actually, one of the key issues that our members face these days is an available workforce. And one of the keys to available workforce is adequate housing.
The connections between housing and health are really clear. It may not sound intuitive, but if you're really concerned about the health of a community, you've got to have high levels of home ownership, high levels of educational achievement, and good health care.
I don't think anybody right now should question whether housing is at the bedrock of our economy and our well-being. It is. And we've seen it on the ups and the downsides. And what I love about Habitat is that when the chips are down, Habitat is there to make sure that housing matters for everybody.
Every day we are very, very grateful for what we have, for our roof over our head, but we are very grateful to be Habitat homeowners.
1, 2, 3. Our Habitat model is really successful. It's a proven, tried and true model that works for a variety of reasons. First of all, we really work hard to prepare our families to be successful home buyers. And we make sure that their mortgages are affordable. The mortgages are at 0% over 30 years. And we're both the bank and the builder. So our investment in the families is for a lifetime. And in fact, in the hundreds of Habitat mortgages that we currently hold in our portfolio, less than 2% have gone into foreclosure.
Yesterday we talked about what the solution to affordable housing looks like.
There's so much that each of us can do to make sure that housing is an essential and a critical issue in our state, in our region, in our local communities. You can get involved by advocating, by talking with your friends about the need for affordable housing, by volunteering with us at Habitat or with other housing organizations, and making contributions to support us in all of those organizations that work to make sure that decent, affordable shelter is available for all families.